reality, self-development, and awareness. Getting to become a better person, knowing yourself, understanding yourself as well, and also just making your life better, right? So if you're interested in this type of topics, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to talk about endings and new beginnings. We are at the end of August, okay? So we're closing a chapter, we're closing a process of August, and now we're moving on to September. Now, beginnings are always fantastic, they're always good, right? Endings are a time where we can reflect. At this time, we can reflect on what happened in August, our wins and our losses, where we fell short, and where we can do better when it comes to self-development. Remember that my channel is about self-development and awareness, okay? So when you are living with intention, every moment counts, every day counts, every week counts, every month counts, right? So you're living with the intentions and you're focusing on each thing you are doing each day, your thoughts, your words, right? So basically, we're coming to the end of August. So we look back and we do a reflection on where we did well and where we did not do so good. Okay, what did August bring to you? What can you think of that August brought to you? Right, the wins, all the good things in your life that happened within August. Okay, and then you're able to focus on September, because we getting into September tomorrow, right, in a few hours time. Now we're preparing ourselves for September. People normally focus on end years and the beginning of years. They don't focus on the month to month transition of life, right? Each moment is very important for you. Okay, each moment is there to teach you something about yourself. What did you experience in the month of August? What can you take from the month of August? What is your takeaway from the month of August? What did you learn? How was the month of August for you? What did you realize about yourself? What can you do better in your life experience now, coming into the month of September? Right. Firstly, right, gratitude is very, very, very important when it comes to you living a very creative life. Okay, manifesting, creating is the same thing, but gratitude is a very important thing because it shows that yes, I am happy. It's telling the universe that yes, I'm okay, I'm happy, I like what I have, right? People tend to focus a lot on the negative things, right, not on the positive things. So what were the wins for you in the month of August? I think about it. Maybe I was able to keep to my schedule this month of August. I was able to do my morning routine. Right? What am I specifically happy for in the month of August? I was able to focus on my positive thoughts. Right? Continuously, I lived in awareness. I was awoke and aware in every moment of the day, from the morning till the evening. I knew exactly where my mind was at in the positive things, right? And when something negative came about into my reality in the month of August, I did accept it. However, I knew it's a passing experience. Okay, I knew it's passing. So I did not fixate myself on that, on those negative things that were happening. And I learned to transmute. I use my energies to transmute every situation to something more positive that'll work for me. Because this was my goal for the month of August, to make sure I focus on all the positive things and transmute all the negatives to positives. Okay, being grateful for the now moment, being happy where I am at that moment. So August was a month of wonderful things happening. I had a lot of challenges at the beginning of the month of August. Okay, there was a lot of challenges, right? Because of that Mercury retrograde stuff that was in from July to August, right? So I had a lot of negative stuff coming through, but I learned a lot: patience, perseverance, to transmute things, because I assign meaning to every single thing that's happening in my reality. I assign meaning to everything that's said to me online, or even if in real life reality, I assign meaning. So I took charge of my every moment thoughts, as also I took charge of things coming into my reality on a day-to-day basis, right? I decided that what is negative, what is positive, and how I can actually view it in a more uplifting manner than being caught up in negativity, right? This is what I've actually achieved in the month of August. I slept very well. I made sure that my routine of sleeping was intact, that I abide to my routine, sleeping early so I can get up early, refreshed. Okay, I kept to the fact that I put away all my my cell phone away before I sleep, so I don't get any disturbance to make my sleep better. Okay, I did a wind down routine each evening, and I started my morning routine with positivity and gratitude. Now that's living with intention. So I set an intention, and I kept to my intention for the whole of August. And maybe here and there I kind of had a bit of a struggle and a challenge, but I kept on reminding myself that I need to keep to my routine of positivity and wellness. Okay, that's my takeaway for the month of August. What is your takeaway for the month of August? Okay, I had no disagreements, no major disagreements with any person, right? I avoid toxic assignments of meaning, meaning that I did not just assign negative things, meanings to things and situations. When I was confronted with a challenge and confronted with something that was not so nice, somebody said something not so nice to me, I did not automatically go in defensive mode and attack that person to defend myself. Because remember, when a person is violent, when a person is loud and aggressive, that means they are hurt. Okay, and I understand that when people speak with aggression, I understand that they are hurt people. So I need to look at them in the sense that, okay, these people are hurt. Let me respond, not react, but respond with more kindness and understanding for where they are at that moment. So I put myself in that space. Very, very important for this month of August. As I'm saying goodbye to August, I'm doing a reflection on the month of August. Hi, Mr. Hamper. How you doing? How you doing? Anyway, today we're talking about endings and beginnings. Clearly, we are at the end of August. So, how was August for you? What are your good takeaways for the month of August? What can you say is that this is what I've learned for the month of August, what I can do better in the month of September? Remember that my channel is all about living in the now, living with intention and living in awareness. Every single moment is about you being aware about everything happening in your life experience. Thank you, Mr. Hemper. Thank you for your response to my live. You like what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow me, or rather subscribe to my channel if you have not as yet. Okay. This channel is all about self-development and awareness. It's all about leveling up and becoming a better person. Okay. So I'm Sisyan, life coach and motivational speaker. So the month of August for me specifically, as I said earlier on, has been a month where I've been focused on being more aware, more intentional, and living within my power and not giving my power away, meaning that I did not fall into the trap of getting into arguments with people. If I don't like what you're saying and you don't like what I say, it's fine. We leave it there. There's no need for me to get aggressive and get angry and try and argue with you to try and convince you on my own opinion, you see, because my peace is very important to me. And the month of August was focused on my peace, on my wellness, and the fact that I kept to my routine. My morning routine, I started off with positivity, affirming my days from the beginning of August, affirming the wellness in my days, right? And then during the day, right, my middays practice was to recognize and remind myself of all the positive things that I have put ahead, my intentions, right? That I need to be compassionate, understanding, and be very um, adaptable in my situations during the day to make sure that I don't fall out of my intention. My intentions were basically to have peace in my life every single day for the month of August to start up strong, and I kept to that, okay? And I've had a bit of issues, yes, with certain situations, but I managed to transform those situations and re align them a better meaning for me that gives me ease instead of giving me stress. Okay, because we have the power to give a alignment or give a assignment, sorry, give assignment to anything, the meaning, right, to anything that happens in our lives, right? So the month of August I kept to that. Now I'm getting myself ready for the month of September. So what is your intentions for the next month? Okay, remember this. What happened in the month of August is the past. Okay, we can do better in the month of September. What can we do better in the month of September? We sit and we think about be focused on all our intentions for the month of September, as we are saying goodbye to the month of August, right? To say, well, I'm grateful for the last 30 days. This is the 30th, 31st day, right? I'm grateful for all these days of August. Every single day brought me something new and wonderful, and I'm grateful for every single day, every single moment. I've learned a lot from the month of August, okay? What can and I learned about a lot about myself as well, what I can do better in my life experience as I begin the month of September in a few hours' time. How will I really show up in the month of September, right? Am I going to show up with gratitude and be happy and grateful for my life experience, being open for life, and let God, divine source, give me all that I need, right? Knowing that I'm always blessed and always provided for, right? So what are the three things you can think about? The three things, one to three things you can think about that you're grateful for the month of August. Okay, the three things that you can take back and say, well, this is what I've achieved, and I'm so grateful, and I'm moving forward to the next month. Okay, number two, what are the three things that you have learned about yourself in the month of August? Okay, and about life in general. Okay, what are the three things that you learned about yourself and about life in general in the month of August? Okay, so I'm taking that into the month of September. Then what did I do that drained me? What drained me in this month of September? I mean, the month of August. What drained me in the month of August? What made me sad, exhausted, frustrated? What situations, choices, and routines did drain me in the month of August? That's very important, because remember, we're looking at the positives, we're looking at the negatives. What drained me? What were the situations, the choices I made, and the routines that I made, or things that I did, the routines that I took part in? What are those that trained me? Because I'm going to learn. You understand? I'm learning from what happened this month, so I don't carry it over to the next month. Remember, guys, we've got 12 months. 365 days a year to focus on ourselves and our wellness, to own our life experience. Okay, every single day, every single moment, every single month is very important. The fourth one, what nourished me in this month of August? What nourished me in the month of August? What made me happy? What fulfilled me? What filled me up with joy? The people, the practices, and the habits. What were those? What were the people, or who were the people in my life that nourish me, that I can keep into my life, that I can make a stronger bond with? Remember that we are social beings, we socialize with people. Very important, we're not islands. So the people that nourish me, that add positivity in my life, who are they? Right? And how can I keep them more in my life? How can I keep them in relation with me to move on for the next month and the coming months of the year as well? Remember, relationships are very important for our well-being, because it's proven that if you isolate people, they become depressed. It's proven if when you're having conflict and fighting and toxic relationships, you become a toxic person and you become a negative person, then you can also end up making other people's lives quite miserable as well. So the people that add value to you, identify them in the month of August. This person was helpful to me, and I really enjoy the interaction with that person. How can I keep that friendship? How can I build onto that relationship? How can I make sure that me and this person are always on the same page? Okay, remember, what can I take from their relationship is very important. And how can I pour, and what can I pour into that person's life on a positive level? Remember, we are not only for ourselves, but also for other people as well. We are to build communities, basically, right? Positive communities. So it doesn't have to be a family member. It can also just be maybe a friend or even a colleague at work that you vibe with, that you'll have a good connection with. Somebody that adds to you, not taking away, but adds to you, uplifts you, encourages you, inspires you, right? So what nourished me this month of August? Who was the person or the people that nourished me in the month of August? Let me recognize them. Let me bless them. You understand? Okay. Then the practices. What practices did I practice in the month of August that really nourished me, that I can carry over? Like, for example, my morning prayer, my positive vibes, right? My positive affirmations nourish me in the month of August. So I know that I need to keep on those, right, and create more for the month of September, right? Remember what habits also nourished me. What habits nourished me? Okay, habits that nourish us are habits that are healthy, like maybe going to the gym, going for walks, going into nature that nourishes you. You understand? Those are the habits. Like going for a swim, because water is very good for you. That nourishes you as well. Going to sit and meditate in the morning, maybe sun gazing, that also nourishes you. Not when the sun is too high. You know when to go do some sun gazing, absorbing that sun, that heat, and let it nourish your body and your soul. What habits besides, okay, maybe your food? What foods did I eat that nourished me? What did I learn about the foods that I eat? Remember that living consciously is about everything, even the food that you're eating. What are you eating? What did you eat in the month of August? Right? How did you feel when you were eating those items, those food items? Remember, everything is energy, so we have to focus on all practices, all habits. What foods nourished me in the month of August? What can I change in the month of September to be more healthier, maybe to heal my gut? What can I do? What can I eat? What can I add into my eating regime to heal my gut? You understand? A lot of people suffer from constipation, right? So what can I do to ease that? Remember, you gotta live in with intention and consciously in each moment. Everything you do, every practice in your life experience is there to add life to you. So your habits, including the food you're eating, right? Remember that your digestive system is very important because it actually controls your immune system, your immune system. So it's very important to make sure you eat healthy food. So what are the things that you know that you can replace in a month of September that don't work for your digestion system, doesn't make you regular? How much fiber do you have in a month of August? All those things, very important for you to live consciously in your body, to understand all the things that you're putting in your body and all the things that you are actually able to feed yourself with great food, healthy food. Is it adding to your mind? Is it making your body more balanced? All those things are very important, right? So the fifth one, I think of what I am really ready to release. What am I ready to release in the month of August? We finally get to the release factor of the month of August, since we're leaving the month of August, okay? So now what am I ready to release and let go while until before I actually begin my next month of September? Okay, I'm gonna release worry. I'm not gonna worry anymore about things that don't matter in my life anymore. For example, I'm gonna release complaining, because I'm not gonna carry complaining over in the month of September. So that will be your intention for the month of September. No more complaining, no more worrying, right? That means that I'm going to be full of gratitude, and be grateful for my life experience, full of gratitude. Right now, remember, I started with what are the three things that I am proud of for the month of August? Now you're praising yourself. You first started with praise. What am I proud of in the month of August? Okay. Then number two, what are the three things that I have learned in the month of August? Okay, so you're asking yourself like this. You're doing a month in ritual year, right? You're appreciating that you at the end of August, you're looking back and you're saying, yes, this is a wonderful month I've been experiencing, but now I'm gonna now intentionally focus on what am I, the three things that I'm really proud of in the month of August. What did I do that added value? I kept to my routine. I kept to my schedule to go to the gym every single day after work or before work. I kept to my eating schedule. I prepared food, my food, healthy food, and I ate healthy food. I kept to my schedule of gratitude every morning and Thanksgiving in the evening, right? My morning routine, I kept to it. These are the things you can actually add to your list. This is what I've done in the month of August. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful that I didn't do anything toxic. I never say anything toxic to any person in the month of August. Remember, a change. It takes a long time for you to change something, especially a bad habit. However, a bad habits are easy to actually pick up, right? So people need to use intention. So when you beginning your month and ending your month, always think of it that those are your huge milestones. Your beginning of the month, you're saying, yes, thank you, Spirit, for this new month. I'm now releasing the month of August. I know what I've learned and what I need to do differently in the month of September. Right now, I'm focusing on the month of September. That's why it's important to do that ritual, the ending ritual and the beginning ritual. People don't worry about these things. People only think about this once a year, year in New Year's, end of the year, and stuff like that. They don't think that every month is like another experience. It's another lifetime experience in your little small macro experience. You know what I mean? Small little micro experience. Sorry, very important. So the month of August is now ending. So we're looking at it and we're saying, what are the three things that I'm proud of that I've done in the month of August? The things that I've done that I can say I'm so grateful and proud of these things, okay, in the month of August. Okay, whatever it is, maybe you are patient, you're more patient, you're more kind, you are more focused on your health and your well-being, you ate more healthier, you slept more, and you were really rested the month of August, not unlike other months, right? You watch less TV and spend less time on social media in the evenings and you decided to sleep. That's a good thing, right? Then number two, what are the three things that I have learned about myself in the month of August? Also important to reflect on that, right? Then number three, what did drain me? What habits, situations, routines, and choices drain me in a month of August? Okay, so now you're looking at the other stuff, the negative stuff. Then the last one was, as mentioned, what nourishes you, what did nourish you in the month of August? People, practices, and habits. Important people, practices, and habits. Right. Thank you for joining my live. Then number five, I think what can I really release in this month of August? What can I release? What I can think of, what I can release. Some negative practice, some negative perception, I can release it in the month of August, right? I've learned this thing doesn't work for me. I'm going to release maybe spending too much time on social media. I'm going to actually spend less time on social media and spend more time with myself or read a book or something. I'm going to release the bad habits of spending too much time on social media. I'm going to probably read a book, at least two books for the month of September. Tell yourself, this month of September, I'm going to read two books, right? I've released something. I'm going to now practice something new and more fulfilling, like maybe reading a one or two books for the month of September. And you choose the book. It's going to be a self-help book, or it's going to be spiritual book, or anything like that, right? Maybe it's going to be an audio, more audios. Then it's not going to be two books. It'll be four audios for the month of August. I mean, the month of September going forward, right? Then number six, recall the highs and the lows of the month of August. Recall the highs and the lows of the month of August. What were the highs of this month that we're ending August, right? And what were the lows of the month of August, right? And then the next one is, what can you do better in September? What can I do better in September? What can you do better in September? That'll be your last step for your routine, right? Now, remember, this is like building habits. You're building positive habits of focus and intention, because everything's about focus and intention, guys, in life. Everything's about focus and intention. What we focus on grows. You remember that everything that you focus on grows. So that's the thing. The thing that's growing is the thing that you are manifesting in your reality. So if you're focusing on saying, okay, I'm having a routine, I'm having a month-end routine and the beginning of the month routine. Now we a couple of hours at the beginning of September, right? What are our intentions for the month of September? What are what are our takeaways for the month of August? Things that we like, the things that we don't like, things that added value or things that never add value. What does not add value, you drop and release. And you focus on what does add value in your life experience. May it be more prayer, more introspection time, more quiet time, more maybe reading and learning new things, new spiritual concepts that you need to learn, maybe learning another language. I mean, yeah, every week, once a week, I will learn maybe an introduction in French or something, and then next week I'll learn maybe something else in French. Whatever it is, it's up to you. You choose, right? This is your life experience. You creating your own life experience. Beginnings and endings are very important. How we begin and how we end, it's so important. Not only once a year, but every single month, 12 months of the year. We should do that every single month, ending and every single beginning of a month to say, well, now that we are going into to this new month, I'm prepared. I'm preparing myself psychologically, energetically for this new month. I'm consciously saying that I'm living my life. I'm making these choices. And this new month, this is what I'm going to change in my life experience. I'm going to do this that's going to add value. I'm going to release what does not add value. It's very important for us to release what does not add value, okay? Self-awareness, self-development is about you releasing what does not add value and adapting all that adds value in your life experience. So, the three things you go and you journal. What are the three things that I am proud of? Now you're actually looking at things that you've achieved in your life experience. Not every single person gets positive feedback from other people. So you need to learn how to give your own positive feedback. That's why this practice is important. You are consciously saying, what are the three things that I'm proud of that I've achieved in this month of August? Okay. What are my takeaways for the month of August? What are the three things that I'm proud of? You journal it down and you write it down and be very, very honest, right? As honest as possible because now this is your own work. You're doing inner work here, right? Okay, then you say, what are the three things that I have learned about myself and about life in this month of August? What are the three things that I've learned in a month of August? If you have more than three, you can put them all down. Because it gives you a picture of your own personal growth. That's why this is important. It gives you a picture of your own personal growth because you are capable to grow and expand. That's what we do. We are here to expand as human beings, as spirits having a human experience, right? Then number three, what drained me? What drained me? What took away from me in this month of August? What habits, situation, right? What drained me? Choices, routines that drain me for the month of August. Now that's gonna give you an idea of what you need to remove because it's what drained you. You understand? Because remember what things, the three things that you're proud of, those are the things you're gonna add on. You're gonna continue those things for the next month. Okay. Then the number two, what are the three things that trained you? What you have learned, sorry. Three things you have learned is going to tell you, okay, this is what I've learned about myself, okay. There's more space for growth in that way. Now you know where you need to grow. Okay, what I've learned about myself is that I tend to procrastinate. So I know that next month I need to work on my procrastination and actually act when I need to act instead of me putting things on hold. Let me go and Google and find out how I can be more of an intentional creator and don't delay things. Don't procrastinate. Okay. Now that's why this practice is important because it helps you on where you're gonna go and do better, right? What you need to remove and what you need to add and what you need to work on in your life experience. Then number three, what drained me? The people, situations, circumstances, routines, and choices. What drained me? Maybe those friends that are so toxic that I'm still connecting to. I need to release them. I need to make better friends. Right now, that's something you learn for the month of September. Okay. Or maybe that food that I ate, it drains me. When I finish eat that food, I feel so sluggish, just want to sleep. Right? It's not living food, it's too processed. So it trained me. Now I know what to do next month of September. This is all about learning. We have to learn about ourselves with the experience of life, with the relationships that we have. We have to learn about ourselves and make ourselves better. Okay, because we are here for the expansion, for the growth. Remember that growth doesn't have to be something big, it can be just small things. Like for example, okay, what drained me? I overslept. I need to make sure that I schedule my sleep time. Okay, so I know that I need to sleep. If I sleep more than maybe 8 hours, I get so exhausted because you do get tired when you oversleep, right? You get sluggish. Okay, and then you're not able to meet up to with your appointment. So you know, okay, fine, I need to make a better plan when it comes to my sleep. Now you got an understanding, right? Because it doesn't nourish you, it doesn't add to you for you to oversleep or even undersleep. You need to find a sweet spot, right? When it comes to your health and your wellness, right? So these are the things that you ask yourself at every month ending, right? Coming to the next new month, okay? So now for the new month, now you know all the things that you need to remove, and you know all things you need to add on and build on for the next month. So now you're journaling, you say, okay, the month of September, what are my goals? Now this is gonna help you with your goals. This introspection for the previous month of August is gonna help you with the goals for September. These are my goals for the month of September. I'm gonna be living more consciously. I'm gonna do my morning routine. I'm going to make sure that I focus on my words and zone into my words and my thoughts right through the day. Everything that I'm doing, I'm living consciously. From the time I leave my home, right, to the time I'm in the car, right, to the time I get to my workplace or my schooling place, wherever I am going, I'm going to be more zoned on what am I doing consciously. Very, very, very important for you to know what are you doing consciously, because we should not be living in autopilot. And people are living in autopilot. In your own life experience, you actually a passenger. You're not the driver. You're not the pilot. You in autopilot. You're now a passenger in your own life experience. That causes your own suffering. Then you seem like and act like a victim when things happen, when circumstances come into your life experience, and you feel like a victim because you've been living in autopilot. You haven't been taking charge of your life experience. Very important. That is what I'm teaching my clients, right? And I teach people online is that you do not live in autopilot. Take charge of your life, okay? That's why these practices are important. Your end of the month routine, where you're saying, I'm doing the introspection for the month of August, and then your routine, what you're gonna do or implement in the month of September. This is all about living consciously, right? Living consciously. People get up, go to work, come home, watch some TV, go on social media, eat, sleep, and we do that all the time. It becomes more like a hypnotic rhythm, and you're not taking notice of everything that's happening in your life. Okay, you go to school, you come home, right? You go to your friends, you do whatever you want to do. Now you're not living, say, well, what serves me to go to school? Yes, it serves me because I'm getting educated. I'm going to get what I need from that experience. I come home, I eat. It serves me to nourish my body, okay? I go and sit in 2 hours with friends and we're just talking nonsense. That serve you. Instead of you going to the gym rather, right? Or rather you going and going to meditate, to do some spiritual practice that's going to add value to you. So these introspection and checking your routines helps you make better decisions and being more aware of where you're putting your energy, right? Where you're putting your energy, because that energy is important, right? Your energy is more valuable than money because you cannot get your energy back, right? The money you can still work and get the money back, or somebody give you money, right? But your energy is more important because that's the most valuable what you call currency is your energy, right? Because once you put it in, you done that thing, you wasted that time and your energy on that thing. That is gone, right? Your currency is your energy. So make sure you focus it on the right place, because your energy is what's manifesting your reality. That's why it's important for you to have these routines. Now you've been focused, you've been intentional for your life experience. You know what you're doing and you know where you're going. Right now you got a clear a goal in your mind. Okay, what are my goals for the month of September? Okay, how am I gonna get there? What do I need to do on a day-to-day basis for me to get to that point and stay in that frequency? Okay, if you're somebody into frequency vibration and you want to keep a high vibration, okay, then you need to focus on that as well. What can I do in the month of September that's going to keep me in a high vibration? Oh, I need to sleep more. I need to move my body more. I need to eat more healthy food. I need to keep away from toxic people. I need to focus on gratitude practice. I need to be more thankful. I need to be more smiley and happy and cheerful in that point, right? I need to be open, and I need to keep to my life goals. What are my life goals? Maybe I'm starting to get a certain degree, or maybe I am wanting to start a business. Those are the life goals. Right? Remember that life has different layers of responsibility. So you are in charge of your own life experience in all levels, in your personal life, with your friendship, social life, in your workspace, or in your business. You are responsible. But when you are live with intention, you close in the month of August. From now onwards, in every month, even when you get to the end of September, I advise you to do the same thing. Do an introspection of your month of September. But now we're doing the introspection of the month of August, since we're on the 31st of August. How has this month been so far? What can I do better in my life experience? Because I want to be a better person, right? I want to achieve these goals. You must remember that wealthy, successful people, especially wealthy people, they have a certain way, not those people that are living, how would I say, unconsciously, because not every wealthy person is living consciously. I'm talking about the conscious people. They know what they want. They have goals. They've got goals and intentions that they're setting. So what are yours as well, right? As an ordinary lower level person, what are you doing in your life to make your life better? How are you improving your life experience? Because this is your life experience. Don't be a victim. Don't feel like a victim by living in autopilot. Okay. Be intentional about everything you're doing on your day-to-day basis, right? So now we're ending the month of August. We're looking back and we're saying, the month of August has been such a beautiful month. It has been very challenging because for me it was a bit challenging at the beginning of the month, right? But as soon as I started getting into the rhythm of owning my own life experience again, remember, owning your own life experience is very important. As soon as I started doing that and saying, okay, this is happening outside of me, how do I respond to it? Or why am I feeling this thing? Why this thing that happened in my life now is making me feel a certain way? Why is a certain person saying a certain thing triggering me? Now I'm taking ownership, and we need to take ownership of our life experience, because remember, we are not victims. We are all at a certain vibration or a frequency, right? Depending on our worldview. So we are now attracting those situations because of our worldviews. We are not victims. What are those situations teaching us? Bad or good? Remember that good and bad, right? We need to focus on both these things about our life experience. The good things and the bad things. They happen for the reason. Why are they happening? You understand? And how does it make me feel at that moment, right? How do I respond to the specific challenge? Very important, because life will have a lot of challenges, and we need to uh, be there to overcome those challenges. And we have a lot of problems too as well in life. We need to overcome every problem. So it's all about awareness. It's all about you being being aware of where you want to go and where you are at this moment. So this practice of ending and starting, beginnings and ending practice, are very important for every month, for every single person who is aligned to self-growth and self-awareness, right? Self-development. Very important. It'll help you. It'll help you to be aware of everything that's happening in your life experience. I'm not living in autopilot. I know what's going on in my life, and I know what I want out of life, and I know how I'm going to get those things. You understand? May it be a new partner that you want, a new relationship. I know what I need to do, where I need to be in a frequency range for me to be open to that partner that I need and desire. Do I have a wish list? You see, all those things, all these things are very important. This is all about living with intention, knowing what you want and where you're going. Okay. If you live in autopilot, any person that comes and knocks on your door and says, "Oh, I like you, you're beautiful, can I date you?" Because you don't have an intention of what you really want. You don't have a wish list. You'll be dating just any single person. That's living in autopilot. You don't have boundaries, number one, because your list gives you boundaries and gives that other person that you're relating with boundaries as well. That this is what my intentions are, and this is what my worldview is about relationships. And if you cannot give me what I think and I desire and I feel is what I'm worth, then you are not worthy to be in a relationship with me. I'm saying no, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong or right about that, because every single person has a choice. You understand? Every single person has a choice. Very important to know that, right? So the month of August is ending. So what is your reflection for the month of August? How have you been behaving? How have you been showing up in life? Have you managed to at least work a bit closer to your major goals for the month of August? Because we have major goals each year, right? Each year we want to achieve certain goals, right? Major goals. How far have you worked in the month of August to get to your major goal? May simply be your major goal be to live in peace, in high vibration. That may it be that, as simple as that. So how far have you been moving towards that goal in the month of August? Have you been keeping to high vibration? Have you been keeping to gratitude practices? Have you been keeping to positive talk and thoughts? Have you been thinking, keeping to being complimenting yourself and others as well, instead of always saying negative things? How is your talk, your personal inner talk? You know what I mean? Because there's certain things you can do on a month-to-month basis to keep you in high vibration. Have you been looking at the positive things in life? Have you been watching less of the negative news? Right? And focusing on the positive things in your life experience. What have you been doing in the month of August? Right? Have you been moving your body more? Have you been drinking more water or liquids? Have you been nourishing your body with real foods? Right? So you got to ask yourself that, right? Because a lot of people have these whole plans of eating healthy, okay? And it's normal to fall off the bag wagon and fall off and go and eat unhealthy food now and again, as long as it doesn't become a routine, that doesn't become a habit that you now practice continuously. You understand? You need to keep to your positive habits that are going to add great value into your life experience. Okay, so the ending routine is about you reflecting on those type of things as well. Okay, have you been doing that? Like now, the month of September, I'm thinking I want to now add another extra. I want to read some self-help books. Okay, at least in the month of August, I want to do two. In the month of September, sorry, I want to do two books, because the month of August I did a lot of audios. Okay, so I want to do two books for the month of September that I'll also talk about as well, and take whatever I've learned from there and talk about them on my social media, right? Two books, maybe from maybe Deepak Chakra's book or any other book that I can find in my local library, because a book, physical book, and audio is two different vibrations. Okay, a lot of people prefer the physical books, right? And I prefer both audios and the physical books, okay, of reading for learning, right? So the month of September, I want to go to the library more and at least read two self-help, spiritual books, right? That I can come back and teach me something about different topics that I need to get more understanding about. Okay, now that is one of my goals, okay? And any other goals, that I have plenty other goals for the month of September, because remember, life is always there for you to you want to hit that mark of perfection for your own personal self. This is not a competition. You are learning for your own personal growth so that you can show up for yourself and be more fulfilled within yourself. So the more knowledge you have, the more understanding you have, the better for you, right? So reading books are very important because they help us, or getting any new information is important because it can help our growth, our spirituality, our awareness. You understand? Those things are very important. Right. So as I get ready to close my live, okay? If you have not as yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. My channel is a growing channel. Okay. I'm South African based. Okay. I'm in Durban in South Africa. Okay. So my content's a bit different. Right. So today was all about us learning about the beginnings and the endings. Very important. So end strong and begin strong with intention, and being more aware about our life experience. We are not victims here. We are here to have a good time. We are here to experience and create a wonderful experience here, right? However, some of us, or maybe most of us, are not in that understanding. We're thinking that we are victims somehow. We are not victims. We decided to come through in this lifetime. We decided, like many other lifetimes before, we decided to come in the human body form, and we decided to live this experience in this third dimensional reality, because on the other end, where we come from, we don't have access to what we have access to here. This place is not necessarily a very bad, negative, painful place. However, we came in and we knew exactly what we came in to experience. We knew very well that the earth is a difficult place, okay? However, we have the veil of forgetfulness, right? However, Life is not about the hustle and the struggle. Life is about the ease as well. So try and focus in the month of September more on the ease of life, on the joys of your life, right? Try and focus more on that in the month of September and be grateful for the month of September. Be grateful that you're alive. You have another chance to create something wonderful in your life experience. And stop living in the past, because the past is the past, and the August is about to be at the past. So what happened in August is the past. Now we're focusing on the next wonderful month of September. Okay, wonderful experiences, and we should always focus on that. Being grateful for every moment, every chance we wake up with breath in our bodies, because a lot of people have passed and not going to see September. So if you are alive now and healthy, you've been blessed with the month of September. So make the best of the next month. Be grateful, live in peace and wellness, love yourself and love others. Be grateful for your life experience, be kind and full of compassion as well. Very important, okay? So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not as yet. All right. So guys, have a great week further, right? And don't forget to be patient with yourself and be patient with other people as well. And remember that every single choice you make in your life experience is creating your life experience more, to adding to your life experience. You are your master of your own reality. You're not a victim here in this place, okay? So have a great week further, because it's Sunday today, right? Be blessed, guys.